Hey guys, Everyday Outdoors here. Today we're going to be looking at the SOG Trident Tanto version. The overall length is 8.5 inches. The blade length is 3.75 inches. The cutting edge is 3.5 inches. The blade thickness is 1.25 inches. It's made out of Aus-8 steel. The handle material is GRN, or otherwise known as glass reinforced nylon, and we have a lot to talk about this handle material. And the close length is 4.7 inches, and under 4 ounces, the weight, 3.6 ounces. And one of the main talking points is, this knife is made in the USA, and we fully support that. And being that it's made in the United States, most of the USA made knives have Allen keys and not torque screws or different variations of that. And it's easy to take apart, clean, do maintenance if you have to. I haven't really had to do anything other than tighten the knife lock up right there. And SOG goes over the DigiGrip. It's also featured on their SOG Fari, which is a machete, but they claim that it gives you a lot more traction, but I don't agree with that in any way. It's just like any other,
Well, if you look close here, let me hold it up to the camera. If you look close, it's dispersed in a certain way around the knife. Whereas they claim that it gives you better grip where you need it. So I'll just run that along there. You could see it's not all even across the entire knife. So their claim is that it gives you grip where you need it, but that along with the handle in general, we have a lot of things to say about that.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about the blade a little bit. I do like the jimping on the back of on the spine of the blade right there. It's relatively aggressive. You're not going to lose your traction right there when you're doing tedious and hard tasks, choking up on the blade right there. And it came out of the box razor sharp, and it's still very sharp. I only had to touch it up once, and I've had this for 7 months now. And like I said, I've been testing this out in the field and using it pretty much every day. And to go back into the handle, Craig's going to talk about the handle.
Yeah, well, this blade is tactical survival all the way. So it's supposed to be tough because knives and tools and gear in general in that category is tough, and it's built tough, and for good reason, because you need something to stand up to various forces while you're out there. So, the DigiGrip, neither of us are really fans of it. Am I right?
Yes.
And the blade is glass reinforced nylon, or GRN.
The handle.
Sorry, the handle, yeah. So the handle is GRN, which we haven't heard of being on a knife before. Right? I haven't. Have you?
No.
And it feels flimsy in my hand. So what we did was, not even intentionally, we were messing around, and we decided to pick up the knife with pliers in a multi-tool. Because we do weird stuff like that sometimes. And so we were going to pick it up, and with the slightest touch from these pliers, it scraped into the blade, and that just to me, that marks kind of cheapness, or maybe a lack of effort, or a bad material choice on the blade itself. And it's not that bad, but as I said, it's important in a role like this that this knife is playing in for everything to hold up and everything to be as strong as you can make it. And one more thing about the handle that is a positive. 2 more things. The first thing is the lanyard hole here. perfectly big enough to fit 550 through there. That's awesome. And also they have their patented groove, they call it right there, which when the knife is closed, you can cut rope sticking it through there. Brian, you want to do a demo of that? Which I think is a really cool feature because, you know, it's much safer and much better. So real quick, we don't have 550 cord, but we have this thin, cheap little cord here, and Brian's going to give a quick demo of how the groove system works on the SOG Trident.
Yeah, all you really have to do for 550 paracord or little thread like this, just stick it in the groove and then rock back. It's relatively
like
easy.
That, yeah. So that's a cool feature in my opinion.
Yeah. And I love the bayonet style clip because it is very concealed in your pocket. It goes all the way down, obviously, to there, and
even
no
past
handle.
where the handle goes. That's unique and
no
cool.
Handle.
I like that.
Yeah, so it just looks like you can just see the SOG, and you can't tell it's a knife unless you know what SOG is.
Yeah.
And this does have SAT, SOG assisted technology, which whips it out lightning fast. I haven't had any problems with this system. It's very nice, just like Kershaw's spring assisted system. Very fast. And the lockup, no side to side, no up and down. I did have to tighten it up a little bit, but it's good now. It's fully functioning. And it does have a, I would say, child lock on here. I don't use it at all, but red is obviously you can deploy the knife and then you flip that up.
Let me zoom in on that.
If you don't want people touching the knife, especially children.
Alright, let's put this into focus here. Or try to put this into focus. Is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? What is it doing? What is it doing? Wait. Okay, so, there we go, there we go.
Okay. And I know a lot of people critique this feature, but I like it. What about you? You think it's a good idea to put on this knife?
Yeah, I think that companies for a while now have been trying to figure out how to make spring assisted safer, and this is definitely one way that works.
Yeah.
So, this knives of comparable size would be, you know, Bird Caracara, and also, I don't have it with me, Kershaw Tremor has the exact same size blade, and they're both spring assisted. Get back to you on which opens faster. I think they're both about the same. Mm-hmm. The difference is that the Kershaw Tremor has a flipper system while this is thumb studs. So it really depends on what you're more comfortable with.
So far, I'd say I like the Kershaw system a little bit better. It comes out, I would say, smoother, but they're the same speed.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I like the Kershaw system also better, but this one, I don't know, it's something about the handle feeling flimsy that it makes me not like the spring-assisted system as much, if that makes sense. Just because when it hits and it's fully opened, it just feels cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know. SOG does not make cheap knives. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the glass reinforced nylon, because I haven't had another knife with that material used on the handle. Honestly, I couldn't say what it is.
And like we said, we're going to add the lefty perspective. I personally find this very easy to deploy, even with gloves on. They space out the thumb stud from the handle for even lefties and righties. And I've had it with gloves on. It comes out perfectly fine. And closing, it's a different story with gloves on. You have to reach in here and grab this little, looks like to be a thumb stud, but it's kind of hard with gloves on.
I could see how that would be tough. I haven't had personal experience with this knife out in the field, but
it is a strong lockup, so I'll give it that. Alright guys, I hope you liked the review of the SOG Trident Tanto version. It's overall a great buy for around, I got this for $45. At Dick's it's obviously going to be more. It was $65 I think the last time I checked. But just go online, Amazon, Blade HQ, any of the nice knife price stores, and yeah, that's about it.
Alright guys, we'll see you next video. Hope you enjoyed it, as Brian said. See you later.